welcome back to another episode of our FC 26 career mode here with Bolton Wanderers. It is episode number 52 as we go into the back end of the season, the final 11 games of our Premier League season. I've just had a little glimpse there. Our next game, round of 16 in the Champions League, is going to be Borussia Dortmund. Oh my goodness. What a time to be a Bolton Wanderers fan, right? But 27 games played in the Premier League. We're top of the league with 12 points clear of second place Chelsea, 12 points clear of Manchester City as well in third place. But let's take a look at the Champions League round of 16 draws then. We face Dortmund, the first leg being away from home at the Sydney Iduna Park. We have got City facing Juventus, Leverkusen, PSG. Bayern Munich ended up making it to the round of 16. As you'd expect, they've got a good team, but they had a poor league phase. Luckily for them, they just about creeped into the top 24, I believe, to find themselves in the playoffs phases. But Liverpool face Leipzig, Napoli, Atletico Madrid, AC Milan against Barcelona, Dynamo Kiev facing Arsenal. Arsenal probably have the easier tie in that round of 16. But anyway, there's a lot of games to play from now to the end of the season. We've got Chelsea, Coventry in the FA Cup quarterfinals, that is. And then we've got Dortmund and Tottenham Hotspur, I should say, not Manchester City. Without further ado, though, let's get into the first one of today's episode. We are away from home at St. James's Park. Come on, the Trotters. And let's be honest, at the start of the season, the thought of being an invincible, going the whole season unbeaten in the Premier League would have sounded ludicrous. But at the moment, with 27 games played, we're getting closer and closer to that. Still a long way to go. Anthony, the goalkeeper who cost them over £100 million in goal. They've still got Tonali and Guimaraes in midfield. Jean Duran, they've signed one of the strikers there, as well as Wiza they have got, who has had a poor season in real life. But he's having a good season in the game. I think 16 goals he's scored in the Premier League so far. But for us, Nelson Viper leads the line. Strong starting 11 that we have put out for this one. I'm thinking about the Champions League game coming up, of course, but I think we have got a cup game just before the Champions League, so that would be our opportunity to rotate players. In the meantime, though, we want to keep that unbeaten run going. Nelson Viper, 14 Premier League goals. He scored in his last 14 Premier League games. He wants to try and extend that unbeaten run as much as possible if he can. Van Bommel wins the header. It's been a bright early start here for us, but Newcastle right now dominating the board in the last 10 minutes or so. Cordero, who's done well there to get away from Collins. He cuts inside, he finds Wiza, the shot's blocked. And Johan Wiza makes it 17 Premier League goal for him. He's having a really good season for Newcastle in the game, isn't he? In real life, he had that injury when he signed for Newcastle. It's not quite looked as good as he was at Brentford. I wanted to say prolific there, then realized maybe prolific is not the best word to describe Wiza. He's a good striker in his own right, scored in the World Cup against Portugal as well. So he's a really good striker. Oh, we have got to have answers to conceding a goal straight away. The longer he carries on, we might begin to get worried, but at the moment, it's still the first half. We're moving the ball quite well here. Price finds Collins. He has to keep it. Collins to Simons. Simons to Nelson Viper. And he makes it 15 goals in his last 15 Premier League games. I mean, the record was 12. He broke Jamie Vardy's record. You expected him to stop there, but he still carried it going. It's 33 Premier League goals in the season right now. He's surely going to break that Erling Haaland's record, isn't he? In 33 Premier League goals, man. Premier League goals is just incredible feat. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, wait a second. We've got something to do here. Oh, we've done well to defend that one. Still not cleared. Oh, just couldn't find the far corner there. Not sure who that is. It looked like it might have been. I'm not sure who had the shot, but Anthony Gordon coming on to replace Cordero here in the second half. It's been one of those games, where both teams have had chances. Both teams have had good chances. Both teams have kept hold of the ball at times. We have had spells in the game where both teams have dominated possession. Oh, what a finish from Collins is that? Yes, it is Collins for his second goal of the season. When we signed him, I signed him for his defensive qualities. The fact that he could play as a centre-back as well as a right-back. What I never saw were his attacking qualities, ability to pop up with a goal, ability to put fantastic crosses into the box. That I never knew he had in his locker, but what a signing he's been for us this season. What a signing, though. I mean, if you remember at the time when we were looking for right back, we looked at Freeman, we looked at the Spaniard, and from Atletico Madrid I can't remember his name now, he's offside. It's not going to count, he's offside. Luckily for us there, John Duran has gone just too early, and we might just be able to do enough now to secure all 3 points here. That's it. It's a 2-1 victory away from home at St. James's Park. 28 games now unbeaten and firmly top of the league, and doing everything we can to extend that gap on our rivals. We are having an excellent season, man. At St. James's Park, like I said, it's never an easy place to come to. And from a tough Newcastle game to an even tougher one here against Chelsea, a team that are just behind us right now in the Premier League. I say just behind us. I think we've got 12 points advantage on them, but they are second in the Premier League table. They are one of those teams, though, that you've got to always watch out for. If we drop the ball even slightly, they are a team capable of going 4 or 5 games unbeaten, and all of a sudden, they will quickly close down that 12-point advantage right now. I have made 1 or 2 changes from the Newcastle game going into this one. Trevor Chalobah and Colwell starts as a 2 centre-back. Cole Palmer starts in the number 10 position. Rafinha and Arda Güler giving them the width, and Liam Delap leading the line for them. He is again having an outstanding season, second in the Golden Boot race, only to Nelson Viper. And I've been surprised by Liam Delap, the fact that he's led the line for Chelsea now for quite a few seasons. And normally, the way Chelsea recycle attacking players, you would have expected them to replace him, but you can see why they haven't, though. I mean, he scored so many goals in the Premier League this season. If not for the outstanding season Nelson Viper is having here, we've got it right. Nelson Viper have played in Lloyd Yando on his weaker right foot. He makes it 1-0 for us, 25 minutes into the game. And that, ladies and gentlemen, that's how easy it is on the break for us. A fantastic hold-up play there from Nelson Viper, knowing when to release the ball to the wide player. And Lloyd Yandler is beginning to improve in his finishing. He's only scored 3 Premier League goals this season, but the thing is, normally from those sorts of angles with his weaker right foot, he would normally miss those chances. And it's not over, you know this, right? Chelsea have got some attacking flair in this team. Like, on any given moment, they can carve you open. We need to get that second to be in a much safer place. Maybe we could just get it here. Nice turn from Lloyd Yandel again. No, that should have been 2-0. Not as good of a finishing as the first attempt. Tell you what, substitutions here, freshen up the team. Ruben van Bommel being substituted. Clayton Taylor coming on to replace him. Diego Rodriguez also coming on in midfield. Fresh legs. Only a matter of time before Chelsea starts asking us questions. But what a pass that was from Isaac Toure. That was sensational. What a pass that was. Oh, here's the second, surely. Nelson Viper almost making it 15. Oh my God, what a chance that was, man. How close was Nelson Viper there to making it 15 goals in consecutive Premier League games? That would have been unbelievable. Nelson Viper doesn't get there with a header, and it's Clayton Taylor on the far side who went for the acrobatic but couldn't find the target. We could have scored 2-3 goals in this game already. And Chelsea are very lucky to still be in this one. On the attack again here, Budgard, who's had a good cameo so far in this since we brought him on. Morgan, who's also again had a good cameo coming off the bench since we've since his return from his injuries. Thierry Small. How have we not scored a second goal in this game to kill this one, man? We will never know. We will never know. I was worried for the last few minutes then that Chelsea might just go down the other end, given the amount of chances we've missed in this game, and take advantage and get the equalizer, but that wasn't the case. We continue our unbeaten run going, but the goal streak for Nelson Viper finally comes to an end in a 1-0 victory against Chelsea here. I tell you what, as much as Chelsea had all of the possession in the world, we were so much better than them in other areas. More shots, more expected goals. We were just better than them in the key areas of the game. And it looked a comfortable win for us at the end. And with 2 wins in our last 2 games in the Premier League, we can now turn our attention to a different competition here, the FA Cup, the round of 16, against a Coventry side that was relegated back to the Championship last season. It's a good draw for us. It's a good draw, but as we know in the cup games, anything can happen, especially at this stage. We have rotated heavily there, attacking trio, Clayton Taylor, Wang Yudong, and Lloyd Yandel starting from the right-hand side. I've got Rudoni in the team, Basate leading the line for them. Coventry are no pushover, you know. We had a couple of tough games against them last season in the Premier League, especially the first game we played against them, which only finished 1-0. It was a 1-0 victory for us. I'm potentially expecting another close encounter here. But then again, if we get that early goal, it just opens things up a lot more for us, doesn't it? And that's what we're striving for here. That's a good ball from Bayuku to break the line. Lloyd Yandel now over the top to Wang Yudong, who makes it 1-0. Now, this is the Wang Yudong from last season that we haven't quite had for a while. This season is the signs of him coming back into form, coming back, picking up a little bit of confidence, a little bit of momentum maybe. When we've got some crucial games from now to the end of the season, we would need that, especially coming off the bench. And when we have to rotate Nelson Viper like this, it's a good ball over the top from Lloyd Yandel, who always make things happen whenever he starts for us. His first goal in the FA Cup, he did say if we get that early goal, it will just open things up for us nicely. It's not been quite so, because so far, Coventry have been happy keeping hold of the ball and making us work hard to win possession back. We do win it back here though. Bayuku over the top to Clayton Taylor, needs a little bit of support here. We will try and work it to the right hand side of the pitch. It's McPherson, another young player who starts this game for us. Morgan also making his first start since the return from injury. Lloyd Yandel over the top again. Oh, Diego Rodriguez. What a chance that was to make that 2-0. Fantastic build-up play to this one as well. A lot of patience, but it was off target. Switch of play here to Marias. I did talk about him last season in the Premier League. One of the free agents that we looked at last season, but we couldn't quite pick him up. Coventry got there before us. An early chance from the away side in the second half. They could only, I think that's Makello, could only find the crossbar there. What a chance that was, man. Early into the second half. It might have been a different story here, but again on the lapping run. That's too easy. And look who is there to top your own. Welcome back, son. It is Kieran Morgan. His first start since his return from his injury. And he scored a goal for us. Good save from the goalkeeper. Fantastic on the lapping run from Thierry Small as well. Let's not forget that to create that chance. I mean, we're cruising right now. 2-0, and I'm sure Coventry will, at some point in this game, go all out to try and put more pressure on us. And if that happens, we certainly have the pace down the other end to be able to punish them on the break. That time, though, it wasn't even on the break. It was Coventry, sloppy pass, and giving possession away. Substitutions to freshen things up a little bit. One of those youngsters coming in, it's Leo Perkins, who is coming on to replace Thierry Small. Leo Perkins did win the header there from the corner. Okay, it was Bayuku. I thought it was Perkins. Throw in here. We need support. 3 minutes of stoppage time. Look at the amount of space we're having here, man. That's just so... This is so poor from Coventry as we make it 3-0. It's Lloyd Yandel with the finish, I believe. No, it's Wandudong coming off the bench for his... It's Wandudong coming off the bench. No, it's not Wandudong coming off the bench. It's Wandudong who scored the first goal for us in this game. And he's made it a brace against Coventry. I did say when he scored that goal, that could just be signs of positive things to come for us. And it is indeed looking like it's signs of positive things. Maybe the young man is just starting to pick up a bit of form again. And like I said, we would need that going into this second half of this season. But comfortable victory at the end for us. 2-0, or 3-0 rather, in the round of 16 of the FA Cup. And we will go through to the quarterfinals. Come on, the Trotters. This is it, lads. This is the big one, the moment we've all been waiting for, the knockout stages of the Champions League, the round of 16. We are away from home against Borussia Dortmund for the first leg at the Signal Iduna Park, or the Westfalen Stadion. It's called over there, I believe. It's going to be a tough game, you know. It's going to be a really tough game. One of the things is we've never been at this level before. And at this level, at the highest of level, experience do play a huge part. We would hope the quality of this team can reach that experience a little bit, given how good we have been this season. Dortmund are also a good side, as we know, not so long ago, playing in the Champions League final. But one thing we did get perfect, though, was the squad rotation in our FA Cup game against Coventry, which means we have got a full team here, fit and fresh, ready to go into this one, and we cannot use tiredness as an excuse. It is a snowy condition, which makes it a little bit difficult. But then again, both teams are playing in the same conditions, right? Come on, the Trotters. And talking about experience, it looks like the Algerian Bespiani is going to be hanging up his boots at the end of this season. One thing I do like, though, still keeping on the topic of experience, although we haven't been on this level in the past, but one thing I do like is the fact that we've faced Barcelona in the Super Cup, which was a good performance from us. We have faced Bayern Munich in the league phase of the Champions League. Not the best of performance, but we got the 2-0 victory. We faced PSG. We lost against PSG, but we learned a lot from that game against PSG. They've got Kobel in goal, Schlotterbeck, one of the centre-backs, Anton and Emre Can. They've got Bellingham and Mecha in midfield, Ekitike, Estevao, and they've got Rafael Leao leading, Rafael Leao from the left-hand side, Ekitike leading the line for them. That is one hell of an attacking trio, isn't it? We've got to be careful about that. But one thing I did learn from the PSG game is that at times, at this level, it's not a good idea going toe-to-toe with this sort of team. You might need to sort of adopt your approach slightly. And if we have to defend deep here, I don't mind doing that. If we have to play on the break at times, we will do that. We've got to adapt to different phases of the game. That's what makes you a good team. Always, it's not always a good idea going toe-to-toe with every game you play. And we did learn that from the PSG game, losing 2-0. Oh, good save from the goalkeeper, which all started from an excellent defensive work from Collins against one-on-one against Leao. He's going to have to do a lot of that in this game. The snowy condition makes the surface really quick. The turf is really quick here. Oh, that's too easy. That is too easy. As we get the first goal in the Champions League, it is Nelson Viper. He dominated the teams in England. And right now, he's showing he can go toe-to-toe with some of the best teams in the world, with some of the best teams in Europe. His 6th goal in the Champions League for the season. But over the top to Bundgaard. Bundgaard unselfish to Nelson Viper. Squares it for him. And the big number 9 makes his 6 Champions League goals in 8 appearances. What a start to this game, man. I mean, I was so worried about our experience earlier on. It could still play parts in this tie. But at the moment, we're doing quite well. Dortmund on the attack here. I'm sure we're not going to have it all our own way today. As Hugo Ekitike makes it 1-0 here. Has he got a face scan? It looks like he's not got a face scan, but it's his 5th goal in 10 Champions League appearances. We know he's a good striker, of course. We know he's a good striker, given what he's done for Liverpool in real life this season, and previously, of course, in France, but he's in Germany, I should say. And Liverpool signed him from Frankfurt, didn't they? Yeah, he had a good couple of seasons at Frankfurt. It never quite worked when he made the move to PSG, but then again, wait a second, the shot's been blocked. Then again, he was quite young at the time. Maybe he needed to go back to Germany and get that much needed experience. He never really got the chance, though, to show what he could do at PSG. Oh, we've had some good chances in the second now. What a save from Kobel in goal from Dortmund. We keep the pressure alive here. Bungard goes for it. And Kobel, comfortable save for him on that occasion. Oh, he's going to get there first with those long legs. And Bellingham finds Ekitike. Ekitike to Mecha. And Mecha out wide to Leo. Nice flowing attacking football from Dortmund here. Just before the end of the first half, referee, it was 1 minute of stoppage time. Why have the referee allowed 1 minute to almost become 4 minutes here? It's going to exceed 4 minutes here because he will allow them to take the corner as well. Oh, excellently defended that time. And finally, the referee brings the first half to an end. Big chance there for Dortmund to take the lead going into the break, which would have been controversial, and as well as against the run of play, because after they got that equalizer, we went on to create 1 or 2 excellent chances of our own. And we've got to be clinical in the second half. That's all I can say. We need to do what we did in the first half, but a lot more clinical in the second half. That's the overlapping run from Collins. Collins gonna dink it to the box. Oh, what a save! What a save from Kobel. You thought the header that he saved in the first half was a fantastic save. They're not going to show that again. But that is one of the saves of the season. Close range, out of nowhere. Oh, why can't we take our chances, man? I've got a feeling we could end up regretting this at the end. We've got to take these chances, man. Dortmund are going to try to play out from the back here. Kobel and Nelson combining to Schlotterbeck now. We know his quality on the ball. He goes over the top to Ekitike. It's Gomez winning possession back. Ekitike is down. He's not getting up, and the referee calls for a stop, and it looks like it's a nasty one for Hugo Ekitike. That's so unlucky, man. As much as you don't want him to face your team, at the same time, you don't want to see things like this going on, man. It might just be his knee, maybe, the way he landed there, and he might be out for a while. Oh, unlucky for him. Hopefully, it's nothing too serious. We don't want him back for the second leg, though. As much as I've said it's nothing too serious, we want him to be back sooner rather than later. But we don't want him to be back for the second leg. Nelson Viper couldn't find a net there. He could only find a post. But look who is there to tap it out. It is Ruben van Bommel, our left winger. Makes it 2-1 for us. I've got to say, we deserve it. We absolutely deserve it. We've been the better team in this game. We have created the better chances. We've just been unlucky at times. With our finishing, of course. But look at this, taking a little bit of a risk here, but sometimes you've got to do it for things like this to happen. Now the space for Ruben van Bommel to drive forward on that left-hand side. One-on-one with his fullback, he cuts inside so easy. Ruben van Bommel goes for the far post, and he makes it 3-1. And the away fans rejoice in the stands. What a game, what a performance. And that might just be the goal that sends us to the next round. Borussia Dortmund have got all to do in the second leg now. They're gonna have to score 4 goals in the second leg. Well, 3 goals if we don't score, but 4 goals if we do score a goal to be able to turn this one around. And that taking that risk at the back there in the final few moments just paid off for us to go forward and get that third goal, which I wasn't trying to necessarily get the third goal, but create space for ourselves. What a game. What a performance here away in Germany at the Signal Iduna Park. Oh my God, that could just be one of our very best performances this season. And up next here for us then, our final game of today's episode is Tottenham at the Toughsheet Community Stadium, back in front of the home fans here and back to the Premier League. One thing though is going from a tough midweek game in the Champions League to another tough game in the weekend in the Premier League can be really difficult, but that is why you use the squad. I have made changes to the starting 11. Bayuku, Isaac Toure returns to the team. We've also got the likes of Clayton Taylor starting for us. Nelson Viper starts up front for us. We're gonna take him off as early as possible in this game with that returning leg against Dortmund in mind. I know it's not a good idea to think about the next game, but you have to in these circumstances. We've got a good, decent advantage right now in the Premier League. We can afford to take one or two risks against a team like Tottenham with the rotation. There's Kudus out wide on the right-hand side. Tottenham are moving the ball quite well in the early few minutes of this game. Conor Gallagher switches it to Moore on the left-hand side. One of the wingers we did look at both last season and this season. Comfortable into the hands of Owen Goodman. We haven't spoke about him for a while, have we? We haven't spoke about him for a while, but he is, of course, as you know, our number one. He's been one of the very best players for us in this team. He's been one of the reasons we have come this far. And from a few seasons ago, he's grown with the team. He's only got better. And to think we only signed him for a little bit of money as well. That's fantastic. Yeah, oh my goodness. That's one of the best team goals we have scored. I mean, how many passes there lead into that goal? And who is there to score that one? It is Nelson Viper with his 34th Premier League goal of the season. 2 more to match the record for the most Premier League games in the season, which is 36 by Haaland. I mean, he's going to break that record, isn't he? He's certainly going to break that record. I think we've got about, after this game, we have got about maybe 8 games to go until the end of the season. Yeah, this is our 30th Premier League game in the season, isn't it? I think it is. I could be wrong, though. But we will take a look at the end of this game. Another big chance there from Tottenham. This time, it's Maddison. I think it might have been Maddison with the first chance as well. I said earlier that we haven't talked about Owen Goodman for a while now. But I tell you what, referee's pulling him back there. Give us the free kick, man. We get away with one there. That was not the best idea to try and play that pass. I mean, the pass wasn't really there. I tried to force it, but that's what happens when you try to force the play. There's more to Kowalk, I think. Is that Maddison again with another big chance for Tottenham? And this time he could only find a crossbar. I mean, Tottenham have had some good chances in this game, man. They just haven't been clinical, which is their only downfall. They've been good in possession, but look at that. The overlapping run here from Thierry Small. Simons just let that one go for the striker. Nelson Viper, who was there to make it a brace. His 35th Premier League goal now in 30 Premier League appearances. That is insane. He just needs one more to tie the record of 36 with Erling Haaland and 2 more to break that record. But look at that though from Simon to leave that one for him. Oh, come on, Thierry Small. He got the assist for that second goal, but we expect so much more from him. Tottenham though couldn't make anything of that on the break here. Simoes driving us forward. Simoes over the top to Nelson Viper, who makes it a hat-trick for him, his second of the season. And just like that, he's matched the record with Erling Haaland for the most Premier League goal in the season. And he's got eight games to go to be able to break that record. You would bet your house that he breaks the record now, don't you? But it's been taken off here for Wang Jidong coming on to replace him. I did say we will have to take him off at some point in the second half, didn't we? And as soon as we had the opportunity to do so, I wasn't going to waste any time. Good defending there. And it's going to be the 3-point for us. It looked comfortable at the end, but trust me, it wasn't all that comfortable. Tottenham had some really good chances in this game to be able to score one, maybe two, if not more. Nelson Viper there with the match ball, his second hat-trick of the season. 3-0 victory for us. Our unbeaten run continues into 30 games. I think we can all agree that this has been our best season so far. We are absolutely dominating the league right now. And we can also all agree that if we don't win the league from here, something disastrous would have gone on along the way. But we're comfortably 16 points clear of Liverpool right now in second place. Chelsea and Manchester City have both got games in hand. If Chelsea win that game, they go second ahead of Liverpool, and we will still be about 15 points above them, even if they win their game. Arsenal in fifth. You've got the likes of Newcastle, Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, Sunderland, Everton in the top 10. Manchester United are outside of the top 10 right now. The bottom three, Sheffield United, West Ham, and Bournemouth. I tell you what, even Brighton are not safe at this stage. They're only 3 points away from Bournemouth. Imagine a team like Brighton getting relegated, though. Too much talent in that team to get relegated. But that is the Premier League for you. In the FA Cup, we will be facing West Ham in the next round. That would be in the quarterfinals. Yeah, West Ham in the quarterfinals. The next rounds of the FA Cup. The Carabao Cup, we are in the finals against Newcastle. That's going to be a good game at Wembley for us. In the Champions League, we have that 3-1 advantage from the first leg against Dortmund. City a 2-1 on aggregate against Juventus. 2-2 on aggregate so far from that first leg against PSG and Leverkusen. The likes of Bayern in front against Benfica. Liverpool also in front against Leipzig. Atletico Madrid 2-1 from the first leg against Napoli. And Barcelona 1-0 against AC Milan. And Arsenal 3-0 against Dinamo Kiev. I did say that was the Arsenal had the easier tie in the round of 32, or is it round of 16 of the Champions League. But smash a like on the video if you have enjoyed this one. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new to it. And I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.